What about you?
I'll say I disagree because I feel like as a woman, you're inherently valuable. Okay. However, I do feel like when you're raising a child, you need a man and a woman to raise a child in the most healthy way possible.
So you said women are inherently valuable, which I actually agree with because they are born with value. But wouldn't it be fair to say that if you're born with value and you can't even attract a man, that you've fucked up in some degree because you're born with value?
Not necessarily. I feel like it depends if you really desire to have a family or not. I feel like in that case, you need a man and a woman to raise a healthy family.
But wouldn't you say most women want a family and a boyfriend?
I feel like it's a mixture. I feel like I noticed a lot of women don't want a family. Right? I could last a lot longer if I wanted to.
You're celibate?
No,
not anymore. No.
How long did it last?
A year and a half.
Cap, come on.
Yeah, it's cap, man.
I'm dead ass.
Every girl I met, that says that she's celibate is not.
Yeah, matter of fact, you broke your celibacy for a guy that you friend zoned for 3 years, so you didn't even really like him like that.
No, he was really on the same path. We actually met through Jaden Smith, and we were on a similar path. With
How can mirrors be real if our eyes aren't real? That's where you got the alchemy from, right? A Jaden Smith song. You were crying in the river, tripping LSD.
But me and him, we just had a deep soul connection.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, deep, all right.
Oh, you friend zoned him, man. That was such
He wasn't necessarily friend zoned. It just we didn't see each other through that lens yet. And then I came here, and then we started.
You said he's like an NFT artist, right? And a
regular artist, painter, and a skateboarder.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
And an entrepreneur, tree-minded.
Wait.
That's the name of his business.
Where's he from?
Miami. Oh, but he's Bahamian.
Oh,
you know him? How do you know everybody?
Wait.
Oh shit!
Oh, okay, so hold on. Give me some time.
Are you gonna drop a name?
No, I definitely won't.
Oh shit! Here we go.
Oh shit!
I mean,
it's over.
Guys, it's gone.
All right, I'm gonna give my take on this, and then we'll read the chats or whatever. You're a very delightful lady, young lady. But I think, yeah, you're pretty delusional, and you don't necessarily live in reality. The guy that you're with right now is simply an opportunist and was waiting for you to cave in and move in with him so that he can get some sex.
We already live with each other.
I know, that's what I'm trying to say.
Wait, he moved into your place?
No, she moved in with him.
Oh,
from Texas.
No, we've been moving around Miami, like.
Okay. The point I'm trying to make is that he's a guy that just wanted some sex, told you what you wanted to hear because I'll be honest, you have a pretty loony outlook on life, and he just molded his, ideology to fit with yours so that he can get some sex.
I disagree, because even if you look down on his page and his social media, he's been posting about all the same things years before he met me.
Really?
So he's always been having the same interests, and he's also a vegan too for a while.
So
you guys are vegans too?
I've been vegan for over 10 years, and I'm a brand ambassador for I Am Surviving Vegan. Shout out to Risha Oshun.
So here's the thing: if you guys
begin with D,
DeAndre.
Oh, I wasn't gonna say his name, but okay.
Oh, you know who it is?
Yeah.
Damn.
What do you got to say then?
I mean, she's right. He was always like that.
So he's off his rocker too?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're both the same.
Yeah, so you would a crazy nigga. Okay.
I think you found a soulmate.
I don't feel like he's crazy, and I don't feel like I'm crazy either. I feel like I just
Let me ask you a question.
reality.
Do you think if a man had your belief set about questioning reality and I make my own reality and all these weird things that you say, do you think he'd make it far in life?
I feel like he would, because he's not just submitting to the status quo. Like, he's questioning things and making up his mind for himself.
Do you think he has as many avenues to express his creativity, as you would call it, as you do?
I feel like he does. He's a artist too, so.
Okay. And how has that shown itself from success and financial capability, etc.?
I would say on and off, it just depends on the project. He designs logos too, and he makes his own art, and he also does it for his own fun and enjoyment.
Okay, I'm just going to be honest here. I'm willing to bet that your boyfriend is a brokey, and I'm also willing to bet that if he shares the same mindset that you do, that more than likely he's probably not adhering to reality. He's either A, off his rocker and not successful, or B, selling you a dream so that he can get laid. But if he has the same mindset that you do, he's not going to go far in life because men have to live in reality. Men can't sit there and say, I make my own reality, etc., because we don't have the benefit of being able to be a sex worker or sell pictures of ourselves on the internet or be able to get an easy way out. Most of the people that watch you are men that are whacking off to your photos. That's the reality. You don't have a community. You have a bunch of pervs that watch you. That's the truth.
I mean, in a sense, on one
With all due
platform, I
respect.
don't feel like on all my platforms it's like that. I feel like people actually reflect on my writing and my public speaking, and they're like, "Whoa, like you literally touched my soul." I feel like I had a different impact on all kinds of people,
Yeah.
and I connect with
On
all
their
different
penis.
kinds.
You got to understand that men will say and do anything to get
No,
laid. to
women
include.
too. Like I've been to goddess circles and all kinds of things.
Are you in a cult?
I'm not in any cult. No.
Okay.
Again, I guarantee on all your platforms, 80 to 90% of your base is male.
95. I've noticed there's a lot of OnlyFans girls, they do something like painting or writing or songs. They do something else to kind of cope in their head. Like, oh, they're not just jerking off to my pictures. They also care about my art. I swear, if you got rid of the OF and you just focus on your art, your bank account will go to zero.
Yeah,
like
facts.
no one's actually, you might do it, but the customer base is not even close to the
I
same.
disagree because my first job was actually writing for like a small news production company.
And how much,
as an
how much
article
doing that?
how much
writer.
more are you making now compared to that first job?
I was making more at that job actually. Like
So why'd you stop?
I can still go. Actually, one of my goals with Awaken Our Earth is to have a blog up there soon and express myself.
If you
more
were
through my
making more
writing.
doing
like within my next year, I really want to release my book.
if you
and
were
also my
making more
movies.
fulfilling your passion, why did you quit to sell pictures of your body on the internet?
You go into survival mode. Like
You were making more. Why were you weren't surviving?
Yeah.
that was when I was like 16. Life changes. Like
Hmm?
also, I moved from North Carolina. I was living there at the time, and I traveled all over the U.S. in different countries. So I went
How'd
through a
you
lot
be
and a lot of
struggling and be
different
able to
trauma.
travel?
When there's a will, there's a way.
And when you're a woman, there's a way. That's my point, bro. Like, yo, like, yeah, see,
When
man.
this pussy there's a way.
Yeah, and here's the other thing too. I'm gonna keep it 1,000. You exercise some celibacy. 9 out of 10 times when girls exercise some celibacy, they fucked a bunch of dudes in between, and then they say, "All right, I got to be celibate now."
No,
biggest
actually, I fucked a bunch of guys before I became celibate.
That's my.
So when
that's
I
what
was-
I said.
You just said.
when I was 18, I was super promiscuous.
yeah,
so
we know.
What's your body count?
I don't even know. Like,
Bruh.
Wait, like
Over 9,000.
300.
Look, man, I don't want to say I never miss, but I know, bro. Like,
Kobe.
as soon as she said I was celibate, I already knew that she
Yeah.
fucked a bunch of niggas, and so like I can't do this no more.
Actually, modest women
This
and
Looney Tunes
virgins,
stuff.
virgin girls and modest women never use the word celibacy. They just are. It's only
Yeah.
girls who were previously ran through that start saying the word celibate to try to like cope in their head that they're not whores.
I don't feel like I was ran through though. I just feel like I
You
was.
just said it's not about. So, okay, just stop at this moment because like sometimes you stop coping.
Yo,
I
it's
just feel
funny.
like I was in survival
it's
mode.
not
like,
about-
shit
it's not
gets
about
real,
how you
like-
feel.
Yo, Sneako, when they say, "Oh, I don't drink alcohol no more," it's like, bro, we know why you don't drink alcohol no more.
They been fucked up.
Yeah,
as fuck.
bro.
It's just like we know.
Like here's the thing. You literally just admitted, like, yo, I was making money, but then I was struggling. But I was able to travel, blah blah blah. Like,
I
that's
mean,
what
I
I'm trying
moved
to.
out of my mom's when I was young.
I get that,
so-
but that's what I'm trying to explain to you is that like women have opportunities to do things that men would never be able to do. Like if your boyfriend really has the same mindset as you, I know he's a brokey. I'm sorry. Like you were a brokey with this crazy ass mindset, and you're a girl, and you were able to sell
I'm
some
not a
pussy and
brokey,
or get
though.
guys to fly you out. There's no way a girl's gonna travel without money unless she's fucking. Period.
Let me get to
And
this.
he's not a brokey though either.
You keep coping. Why do you think you're not ran through if you said just now that you're really promiscuous when you were 18?
I feel like there's a way to cleanse your womb once again.
No,
I'm serious.
The cope for modern women is insane.
No,
you got
but you
ran
don't
through.
understand. A lot of women end up in survival mode too, and
So
then
it's
they
not
end
your
up
fault
getting,
that a guy-
they end up getting objectified by men and just using it to their advantage. They're just like, "Fuck it, I might as well make money off
It's
this
your
anyway."
fault. It's your fault for taking all those dicks.
I think there's some truth to what she's
I mean,
saying. Like,
also, like,
It's not survival mode. It's not someone else. You weren't like, stop using all these words. You were ran through. You can't unran through yourself.
you can.
It happened. No, you cannot. Literally.
I mean, if anything, I'm a woman empowered in her
Yo,
sexuality.
she
so.
can't.
Okay, wait. Empowered in your sexuality means you fucked a lot of guys. So it's either you did or you didn't. You ran through. Stop trying to like use
I
different
mean,
words.
whether I'm celibate or fucking a lot of guys, I'm empowered either way. I just feel like to
Okay,
me,
so
that's real
there you go.
women's
So there you go. You
empowerment.
can be empowered.
I don't feel like a woman should be judged for her body count.
No
or
one's
what she
judging
does.
you. No one's judging you. I'm just saying, objectively,
I mean,
you are ran through.
I am.
That's exactly what happened.
I'm doing it.
Personally, I don't feel like I'm ran through.
You
I
are.
don't view myself in that way.
It's not about how you view it. Literally, you just admitted that you are ran through. That's the truth. It doesn't matter like what other you keep saying birth dance, twerk, like I'm energy,
Sacred
OnlyFans.
birth dance.
What happened is you are ran. You don't like the way it
Sacred
sounds.
I I'm curious.
You can't unfuck
Would
those
you
dicks.
Consider yourself ran
I
through?
can though.
I mean, I'm a realist, so yeah. I mean, yeah.
What did she say? No, first she just said, how can you
I'm a magician for real.
They have like hooker booker written on our door. We're hookers. We're like, you know, I've had sex. I'm not like born yesterday. Like I know that like
So
if
is
somebody would think that if somebody thought I was ran through, I would see, okay, I see why you think that.
How can
like,
you? Oh, no, hold on. You said
know.
you're a magician. How can you unfuck a dick?
Through cleansing your womb, disconnecting from the energy cords you connected to.
Okay, how do you cleanse your room of cum?
You literally just have to focus on your womb and be celibate for a while and detach your
How do
energy
you do
from
it?
all
Do
the
you, like,
men
do
that
you
you
sit there?
fuck.
You just stare at your
That's
stomach?
your energy exchange with.
Like, yes.
Not necessarily, it's
am
just
no
working on
longer
yourself.
A whore. Yes. No more.
No more.
Penis through me.
Not necessarily,
Remove
no.
the
It's just called waking up and working on yourself every
waking
day.
up.
I have a question.
And improving yourself and how you move in this world.
Imagine if men
I'm
did the
not
same
crazy
thing.
though.
Bro.
Imagine if I killed 10 people and then, like I'm the judge is standing next to me and I'm like,
I didn't kill no more.
I didn't.
cleansed my hands.
I cleansed
Judge.
myself.
I was in survivor
I don't
mode.
believe it's the same thing.
I had a question for you. I think I see what you're saying. Where when you get in, I've been in the same position too before the ranch, where
Many times.
Maybe, yeah. You know, you get in this mode where it's just kind of this defeated mode, and you are in survival mode, and you're just seeing whoever kind of crosses your path, and they could be very dangerous. I think that my question is if someone does say, hey, you know, you're ran through, like in a sense where if someone said that I'm ran through, I'd be like, okay, well, I validate that because, I mean, technically it's true. Do you feel shame about saying that, you know, you are, or them saying it
Of
to you?
course she does feel shame. That's
I don't
why she's
feel any
coping.
shame about my sexuality, actually.
Yeah,
I
you
just
do.
have a different way of perceiving things.
No, you don't.
And also, I feel like a lot of men take advantage of younger women. And that's something
Oh,
that's
so it's not your fault. Yeah, like, this is the absolute
Seriously,
garbage.
like when you move out and you're naive, like a lot
It's
of
not
men
your
take
fault?
advantage and manipulate you psychologically.
So it's not
like,
your
that's
fault?
a fact. It's not entirely my fault. No, I feel like a lot of
So
older men.
did they
played
take
a
advantage of
role.
you? Were you
They
raped?
did take advantage of
So
me.
you were raped all those times when you were. All those people?
Multiple times. Not every time, but multiple times I have been, you know what?
Is it because you regretted it, or were like someone like actually
They
did?
literally forced themselves onto
Do you
me,
feel like
in
you
survival
have?
mode.
I feel like sometimes I don't have a radar in a sense where like I think everyone's a great person, and then all of a sudden there's been people that have unmasked behind closed doors, and literally a guy punched me on a first date. Like on a first date, punched me. He served me food a day before. A day, yeah, a day before, and this was when I was 18. It was before I was a sex worker.
You get punched a lot after sex.
I was so shocked because he was a GM at a restaurant. He got me all free meal. He was like, "I'll take you bowling." Like this sounded like a normal date.
Yeah.
The guy disappears, and here I'm. Okay, this guy, you know, he's a restaurant owner. I'll try to, you know, make sure I have a good date with him. All of a sudden, he disappears. This dude comes back plastered, and his face is like full, like red. And then he gets some text message from somebody, and we're in the back of a car, and he just starts beating in the seat. And then I was like, I said something, and he was like, "What the?" And he punched me, and I was like, "How did I get with this person? Like, do I have a no radar? Like, do some women?" Have no radar, like, and that's my struggle.
She doesn't have
as
a radar.
woman.
Like this is actually where it becomes
How
dangerous.
do you get one?
How do you get a radar?
Yeah.
You need to have a father. You need to have a man around
Well,
you.
if you don't, what would be your recommendation?
Don't become a prostitute.
Yeah.
No. Like, no. But I mean, for people that aren't even prostitutes.
How do you develop a radar?
Yeah.
You just got to you have to keep yourself in a safe situation. Like you can't blame everything on everybody else. I'm hearing a lot of cope. Everything you said so far this podcast is all cope. But it becomes dangerous when you start making false rape accusations for people. Like you were
It's
literally
not false though.
At first
And
you
the
said
thing is, I don't view myself as a victim either. Like,
Okay, if you were raped, then that's what being a victim is. First, you said that you were promiscuous, and then you said they took advantage of you. Which one is it? Girls now are coping so hard that they think they can unfuck a dick, and that it was never their fault, and they were literally taken advantage of. That's the level of delusion we allow women to live in.
when you have sex forced onto you, that is great.
It was taken. They took.
Yes, literally. Like.
So why are you saying you're promiscuous?
Because that's also been a part of my reality as well. And I feel like
So
something
it's
a lot
both?
of people, yes, literally. And a lot of
That doesn't make any sense.
It
It
does
can't, no,
make
it
sense.
doesn't make any.
A lot
It
of-
can't be both. This is why that reality garbage needs to stop because it's
A lot
either.
of sex workers and porn stars literally come from a history of molestation. I was literally molested by my dad when I was little. Like,
Whoa.
yeah, and like he was absent in my life.
Whoa.
Bumblecud!
Oh,
Wait,
okay.
who was it that said they didn't saw? Oh no, she said that she never seen her dad before. Look, man. At the end of the day, you cope a lot about a lot of things you say. Like I said, girls always say, "Oh yeah, I'm celibate now or whatever," but that's typically to cover up them being promiscuous. And at the end of the day, I'm not saying that you didn't go through some things, but you did make some decisions and have a lot of sex with a bunch of dudes. So it's like,
I feel like a lot of that comes from trauma. And at some point, you have to become the victor of your reality and not always stay the victim. Like, even if you were assaulted
and
in
you
those
use drugs
ways.
too. Like, you got to also take a little bit of personal responsibility.
I never used any hard drugs. I only went to an ayahuasca ceremony once.
That's a pretty strong drug.
It's not necessarily a drug. It's more of a plant medicine.
Everything. It's not twerking. It's bird dancing. It's not DMT. It's medicine.
It is though.
What are you talking? Heroin's a plant too.
And that's another reason too why I'm really like you're saying people force themselves on you, whatever. Like, dude, you take everything and twist it to like fit how you feel about it. But at the time, it might have been consensual. And
it wasn't consensual. I said no multiple times. It's not consensual.
Nigga, leave.
And I never used hard drugs once in my life.
Wait, so my
Like,
question is,
that's one of the hardest
like
drugs.
a one-time ceremony out of my whole life.
That's what I'm trying to say, bro. You've been lying the whole time.
So
I haven't been lying about anything.
This is a very good point. So look, I applaud you for getting past that and moving on. But the question is, if you were raped at that point in time, why do you call the police? Why wait and just say, "Oh, I'm just gonna take it in and absorb this energy"? Why not get them arrested?
I feel like a lot of women or even men are afraid to get the police involved. And it was even some people in the industry too, which I won't name. But yeah, even in
what
LA,
industry?
the music industry.
Nah, man, you picked the wrong man, man. Come on.
Yo, the studio game.
You picked wrong,
Studio
bro.
game.
Bro, yeah, you in the studio, you fucking around with guys, man.
It's
Trust
not
me,
only
man.
that,
No,
like-
80%. All right, you know what? I'm done.
To answer your question earlier, you said, how do women get a radar?
Yeah, how did they develop one?
You can't be in those situations. You
But
can't
how
be in the
can
studio
you-
around a
but
bunch of rappers. Okay, just
How
understand.
can you sense that though for a woman who has never had a father figure? How can you sense that?
Well, it's hard for me to play father for a bunch of fatherless women, but I can say just basically
From your own perspective. That's what she's
it's a very simple understanding. Like she thinks we can see it on this podcast. She thinks that people are subscribing to her stuff to go like care about her poetry. No one gives the people are just watching to jerk off. It's just understanding
That's
that
not what I meant.
it doesn't matter what you think anymore.
Men build a community off of it, man.
Literally, my main income isn't even
Let me finish my
OnlyFans,
point.
though.
She's here coping. Men are always going to sexualize women. So if you're going to put yourself in a situation where a lot of men are around and there's opportunities at stake, men are going to try to leverage sex for opportunities. So just don't be in those situations. Try to stay close to your friends, stay close to your family. Don't be around those, and just understand that men are always going to want to fuck you. And if they're going to want to fuck you, like, what are they going to try to get for it? If you're going to put yourself in a studio, if you're going to put yourself in a bunch of these promiscuous situations, you're going to be with like random restaurant owners, stuff like that, probably the guy's going to try to come on to you. And if you're in a barbershop all the time, eventually you're going to get a haircut. Don't go to the barbershop.
Punch!
And not only that, bro, like, nicely timed. Not only that, but like, I'll be honest with y'all, like, men really don't give a fuck what you guys think. That's why when you're saying this stuff about, oh yeah, my poetry, blah, 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 as soon as you make a OF or you're twerking or whatever, instant respect gone. No one gives a fuck about what you got to write, what you're going to sing.
That's true.
None of that shit. Like, men don't take you, like, if anything, men always sexualize you. It's your job to de-escalate any type of sexualizing. That means dressing more modestly, not behaving a certain way. You got to protect what you're given. Women must preserve their value. But when girls do dumb shit like twerk and energy and all this other shit and say weird stuff like you say, they're not going to respect you. They're not going to take you seriously.
I feel like that more still comes from the man than the woman. That's their programming because they're taught to sexualize a woman, sexualize her breasts when breasts are meant to nurture
Let me say
life.
this. The only way a man can... this is the best advice I'm going to give you guys. The only way a man can sexualize you is if you sexualize yourself first.
Bam.
I disagree.
Men only sexualize women when they sexualize themselves first. Whether it's dressing provocatively, showing their figure off, dancing in a certain way, dressing in a certain way, behaving in a certain way, speaking in a certain way. Men only sexualize you when you sexualize yourself first. 9 out of 10 times. Are there some words that might sexualize you first without you sexualizing yourself? Of course. But if you show a certain level of modesty, etc., they're going to feel stupid for even trying. But you have to create the respect boundary first by the way that you behave. It's just that, here's the thing. You want to act like you're promiscuous without being treated like you're promiscuous. And it doesn't work that way.
I'm no longer promiscuous. That was just a part of my past and my history.
I
And
get
how
that.
come men aren't treated with the same treatment when they're literally promiscuous as fuck?
Because
Like,
she explained it earlier. I don't know if you heard.
I disagree with her statement. Personally,
What was her
I
statement
think
that you
it's
disagree
double
with?
standards.
Hold on. What was her statement that you disagree with so strongly?
About women's body count counting, but men's body count not counting. I feel like women are entitled to explore their sexuality however they please.
Okay, if they're entitled to explore their sexuality however they please, why did you take a length of celibacy?
To cleanse my energy and cleanse myself. I experienced the
Cleanse
best of
yourself
both
of what?
worlds.
Cleanse yourself of what?
Past energies,
Cock.
negative. Not just that, but the cock affected my whole energy, so I had to clear it off.
So wouldn't it be fair to say by your own experience of you being promiscuous, you had to take an air of celibacy to deal with it versus guys aren't running around a lot of times saying, I need to take some time off for celibacy.
I mean, there is men on no FAP who are being celibate for a while.
That's for
Celibacy
porn.
and FAP is two different things.
Yeah, no.
I mean,
FAP is for pornography.
I mean, no FAP is celibacy. You're not jerking off.
Jerking off and sex are two different things.
She's never gonna.
I mean, in general, men can be celibate too. I've met celibate men.
She's just.
Most guys aren't voluntarily celibate. That's the
I've met
difference.
voluntarily celibate spiritual men.
Really?
That's what it told.
Yes.
That's what it told you, nigga.
I do agree with what you said, where you said de-escalate the sexuality
Yeah.
part, because, you know, I've noticed at the ranch when I first started, I was like, you know, I'd been in Playboy. I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to show it all. I'm going to be in a, you know, pasties and this and that in the lineup, because there's lineups. And I felt like I was bearing it all. I was charging not what I would have been able to like my means and everything. Like, I don't know how to say that properly, but when I started dressing better, dressing better in a sense where I dressed more modestly, when I started going back, when I got more education, when I started studying certain things, I started noticing a change in the clientele I was attracting. So I do agree that, you know, the modesty did elevate that. Even in the sex industry, it did.
And
So
you could charge more.
yes. And you get better quality.
And the reason why, ladies,
They weren't punching anymore.
they weren't just like,
Just a slap.
The thing is, ladies, is that women need to understand that, you know, respect. See, the way men view respect is always earned. But for some odd reason, women think that respect is supposed to be given. And unfortunately, in today's day and age where you guys fought for equality and feminism, that respect now has to be earned just like it is with a man. So when a woman dresses a certain way, behaves a certain way, twerks on the internet, maybe says a bunch of weird mumbo jumbo stuff, guys aren't going to respect that a lot of the times, unfortunately. So I get what you're saying. Hey, it's not fair because men are always going to sexualize us. Well, not necessarily. You sexualize yourself, then they in return will sexualize you. And here's the other thing too. You got to take a little bit of accountability. You make money off sexualizing yourself. So you got to deal with the consequence of that. Men aren't going to respect you if you sexualize yourself, unfortunately.
I feel like I have a lot of men that respect me too, and I feel like if your creative projects are that impactful and that profound, they'll speak for themselves for people to respect you and respect your artistry.
Those men, ask them if they want to fuck and see what they say.
I mean, I feel like
Merch.
No.
all of them
ask
would.
them.
Merch.
Like-
That's the point. They're not your friends.
I mean, you feel like, but not really.
They're trying to smash.
I mean, even when
She's
I've
not gonna
worn
learn.
dresses covering my breasts and
I
all
mean,
of that, I've
it's-
still been sexualized. Like, I've worn long dresses and carried myself with a completely different demeanor, and I was still sexualized.
They still know
So
what you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
know how
they
you
don't,
move.
because I've never done that, like, publicly for a while. Like, that OF stuff is recent for me, like, within the last couple months.
Yeah, but that's all.
Word gets around, they probably knew that you fucked some guy that they knew
You
or
said you're
whatever.
promiscuous when you're 18. People knew you were fucking.
I mean, guys don't.
At the same time, there's hella guys that.
All right, you're just
No,
coping
no,
every
no,
sense.
no,
Wait, no more.
Yo, you,
I'm not
no more.
coping. I just have a different viewpoint on women and how.
you have an inability to accept reality and take accountability for poor decisions that you made in your past, which has led to your current
I
situation.
do
and
take
to your
accountability.
No, you don't.
That's
Yes, I do. If I would have stayed a victim. I would have stayed victimized. I'm not a victim. I
You
don't
aren't victimizing yourself. You said you weren't ran through. You said you were empowered.
Exactly. I don't perceive myself as a victim. So I'm not staying stuck on stupid. I'm not staying stuck identified with past
Listen,
paradigms and
can we
past
move on?
realities
Her
and
name
past
is Coke
patterns.
Queen. Coke Queen.
Yeah.
Your new name.
Yeah.
I've never done coke. So
my God.
oh.
See, like, she don't even know the word,
And
man.
I don't cope. I really do the inner work.
no, you cope.
No, I
Like
don't.
spiritual hoes cope.
I like face myself in the mirror every day. People don't really see the work I be putting in, but they'll see.
Looking in the mirror is work.
Niggas put work in you.
Looking in the mirror of your reflection of how you're carrying yourself in the world, how you're thinking, your outside demeanor, how your approaches, how you interact with people. Everything like affects how you are. You have to be more conscious every day. It's an ongoing process of growth.
You ever cheated on your boyfriend?
No.
Would you?
No.
What if you connect with somebody on a higher level?
Our relationship is very transparent where we find no reason to cheat on each other. We're very open about who we're attracted to in a way where we don't have to hide it from each other. And also, like, we're open to other
people.
So, yeah. So.
Okay, let me ask the other girls on the panel. They're all the girls are falling asleep. Wait, Fresh. Do you guys think she's coping?
Yes.
Is she coping?
Yeah, somewhat.
Cope.
I think
Definitely.
a little bit. A little.
Coping.
A little.
It's not my place.
There she is.
Come on.
Okay, so if you're not going to listen to the guys here, because I don't want to seem like we're
Break it down.
dog
How am I
She's right next to her, so.
How am I coping?
But let's move on. I can't hear it anymore because you're not going to learn.
I just got confused because I thought you
am
said
gonna
you grew
learn.
up
I'm
without
learning
your
every
dad,
day.
but then you say your dad raped you, so I'm a little bit confused.
Oh,
already.
yeah.
Oh,
I did grow up
shit.
without my
Like,
dad, but
you
he came to
lost me
visit
there.
me a few times throughout my childhood.
Mm-hmm.
He came to visit me when I was 4 and 5, and then he left my life and came back in when I was 11 and 12, cutting myself
Yeah.
and suicidal as fuck. So that's when he came back in, and then he left my life again. Last time I talked to him when I was 12.
What the fuck?
Was your mom always open to let him come around you? Did you ever tell her that this happened?
No,
I mean,
she had a lot of animosity towards him. I didn't tell her till I was 16.
Nigga came for a slice of the pie.
Do you
Look, man.
do you feel like
What the fuck, bro? That's fucked up.
Look, man. I'm just gonna say.
I'm sorry this happened.
I
I'm
feel like
Yeah.
everything happens for a reason, and like
Oof.
I cut off my last baby daddy, and my daughter's a girl. So now that you're saying that, I'm like, yeah, he's definitely never gonna come back around, no matter what he says.
come back around. Get it?
No,
Oh,
not that.
man.
even
I
though
mean, like, be around my daughter.
even though we don't see like I wouldn't call myself ran through, even though I probably had sex with more people than you've ever had sex with in your life.
You
But
are.
You are.
I've had sex with more people than
How are you still coping? Like,
How am I still coping? I've got the school of hard knocks. Like I know what
Yeah,
I'm
I'm sure
up
it's hard,
against.
right?
so
I know
how
what
are
I'm
you?
up
So
against.
how are you?
That
not
was
ran
easy.
through?
How am I? Oh no, I am ran through.
Yeah, you are.
I am, and I faced it. I faced it. I'm like, you know what? I don't see I won't define myself by that, but I can see why somebody else would say that about me, and I'm not gonna disagree with them because I'm like, that's reality.
Right.
That's reality. But I don't think that
That's all
I'm
you
gonna
stand
take
for.
that and be negative about it and be like, oh my gosh, I ran through my whole life, I might as well just jump off a cliff. No, I do think that I still have value and you still have value. And I think that you're still very empowered and you have a powerful story. And I think that you could really empower a lot of people with that. And I think, you know, I've gone to therapy a lot and that's helped me. But it seems like you're very spiritual and you know what you're doing. Yeah.
You just gave her a bunch of bullshit ass advice, man.
No
what she should do
question.
is, instead of shaking your ass on the internet and being an OF thought, what you should do is be an advocate for women that are abused and use your
good point.
platform for
Yes.
good.
That's my
versus
ultimate
being-
goal in life.
Yeah, but no one's gonna take you seriously when you sexualize yourself twerking on the internet. They're gonna look at you
Yeah.
like this girl's full of shit, etc. She's a liar, blah blah. Here's the other thing too. You've lied a bunch of times on this podcast, so I'm very reluctant
How have
to
I
believe.
lied?
Seriously?
What have I lied about?
Get her. No,
No point explaining. No
You've
point.
contradicted yourself, and you said a bunch of like we'll point something out that's very clearly, this is what it is,
Yo,
and
you
you'll,
can
and
still
you'll
be-
rephrase it, you'll reframe it under, well, this is under my reality, blah blah blah. So
Yeah.
the issue is this: you don't view things as they are. You go ahead and you re-personify it as something else to make you feel better, which is fine. That you can do that. But if you actually want to be taken seriously in the real world and be an advocate to help other women get out of the situation, you have to live in fucking reality.
Be honest.
Not be shaking your ass on the internet to a bunch of thirsty ass niggas that are sitting there whacking off to you that don't give a fuck about your poetry. That's the truth. Now, if you want to be delusional, that's fine. But it is what it is.
And I actually think you could fulfill your purpose by trying to make the world better.
think
By
so,
being
too.
honest with your story, I think it's going to be a much more. I think actually people
better.
would resonate
Absolutely.
with that.
You want to create impact, that's how you create impact,
Yeah.
not by being a fucking whore on the internet, man.
Because you're right. That's how a lot of girls get into sex work and get into online, sharing
you
their
should be
body.
preventing girls from doing the dumb shit that you did. That's what you should be
I
doing.
mean, that's the goal. Is literally writing a book on that right now.
So stop birth dancing.
I mean, I do it for me, my empowerment.
It's never gonna work.
Okay,
It's never gonna work. Chat, hold on. I just want people to see this
That's what I'm
because,
trying to say.
like, you try to tell them the truth, but some women are they're just gone.
It is what it is, bro.
Yeah.
The money's too
I mean,
easy.
I
It's too
still feel
fast.
like there's a way to educate
We're gonna
them
hit
and
the
get
chat.
them back
Yeah,
on
some chats real
path.
quick.